Hello everyone. Today, finally, Mr. Vishal Pandey sir is with us, and my dream has come true. I have once dreamt of that I'll interview him, and today is the day. Finally, we have an expert psychologist, YouTuber, Career Innova, and Learn Psychology with Vishal Pandey are his YouTube channels. He is also a career mentor with an MBA, MA in clinical psychology, MBA in marketing engineering degree, and has a rich corporate experience of more than 8 years, having worked with MNCs like Maruti Suzuki, Honda Motors, and others. With Green Belt certification in career counselling from Univariety, Singapore, and Global Career Counseling certification from the University of California and Los Angeles. He has worked with various private schools in developing career-related skills and understanding. So, today we'll interview him. Small and easy peasy questions which most of the audience might wanna ask you once. So let's start. My first question to you is, what is your teaching philosophy or approach when it comes to instructing psychology?
Thank you very much for calling me in this meeting. So psychology, what I understand with the term psychology is, it's not a subject, it's actually a life skill. It is a way how we live our life, how we understand people, and being a human being is completely different from any other animal, is that we can make good relationships with people. We can understand people. And understanding people is one of the very, very, very important skill sets. Either you want to live a happy life, or you want to be a successful life, you want to earn a lot of money, or you want name, fame, or anything like that. So understanding people is one of the very core essence. And psychology gives you to understand that essence of things, right? So psychology, in my opinion, is not a subject, it's a life skill. And while teaching life skill, you need to get to understand that it is a subject that has been made from examples around. So there were examples before the theories. So people understood, okay, this is happening, why this is happening, and then came up a theory, right? So because of when we try to understand this, and when I try to teach this, I try to bring that example into the teaching so that it can connect beautifully with the real life examples, and students like you can interact with their real lives and understanding about what is psychology and how you can use it in your real life. And this is what the main philosophy I have always understood and tried to inculcate in my teaching about as a life skill, and secondly as an example. So it's a subject made of examples. So if you can connect the real life with the theories, and then if you can go back to your real life and you can apply those understandings and those theories into your life, it would be much better in terms of as an academic student or as a person in real life. So this is how I teach psychology.
Beautiful. So my next question to you is, how do you stay current with the latest research and developments in the field?
See, I think there are two aspects of this. Aspect number one is what you already know. Aspect number two is what is being researched on and we are trying to understand. We are not trying to understand, we are just trying to give it a name as a theory. So everything in terms of psychology has already been here in this world for thousands and thousands of years. So there's nothing, we are just getting it up. Okay, we are finding things in neurosciences, and we are finding things in how your brain works and how the emotions works and how things works. We are trying to find out how it works. But it is already there in our real life for thousands and thousands of years, right? So to be updated, there are two things. One is what neurosciences and sciences and emotions and things are happening, and how particular chemicals react into your body, and your brain is only two things. One is electrical impulse and another is chemicals. So any chemical that comes to your mind, it pushes the wire into your brain and the whole body reacts to it. Right? So a single thought, a single idea, anything being around, these things can be. If you have open eyes, you would understand psychology much better. Right. Now, second point is when we try to talk about these researches, what is happening.
Yes.
So you need to talk to the people. You need to talk to the experts. You need to study. You need to find out the international platforms and forums to understand what is happening around, what new things are people are trying to understand, and how they are trying to understand the old theories into a new methodologies and things. How your entire body. Recently, I've been studying, so it give me an idea. Ki a belly fat is nothing but stress, right? So when a particular person gets into stress, the cortisol releases in your body, and the main work of cortisol is to accumulate energy for fight or flight mode, right? We knew this through a lot of other ways, but now it has given us a scientific term. Okay, this is what belly fat and things fat are, right? And what actually happens. So when we understand things in a much deeper level, it would be much better to handle situations and problems around us. What is happening with our body and with the patients and people around us. So this gives you this.
Okay. Could you share an example of a challenging case you have worked on and how you approached it? Any one example?
Sure. So Himanshi, I guess being a psychologist or a counselor makes you sit in front of people with a lot of challenges in their lives, right? And in last few years, I have counseled people in a lot of different varieties of problems that they have faced. The problems might be of a career or a problem of a young teenage girl through multiple sexual abuses, or a boy going through a rough patch in his family, and he has just mixed everything with his career, and now he's finding out his existential purpose and things. He's like out of his self-esteem and out of his self-recognition. He, by the age of 25, 30, he is like, I don't know, I don't understand what I'm going to do with my life, and I have took a lot of multiple bad decisions in my life because of family pressures and things. So pressure comes through a lot of varieties to a person. And now, so I'll give you a case. The case would be that there was a boy. So like 2 years back, I met a boy. This boy was a brilliant student in class 10th. A brilliant student. Like he scored 95% in his class 10 CBSE board examinations.
Wow.
Class 11th, the boy wanted to get into commerce stream, but parents pushed him to take science. The boy was not living with his parents, but he was living with his brother of his father, right, in a different city because of good educational exposure. Now there was a completely two different things, right? So one side there's a family pressure, another side there is a uncle with whom that boy is staying, and continuously the uncle and aunt is pushing him about, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't help us in our house chores and things like that. And most of the time they also push you that there's nothing you could do in your life, you are a waste person and things like that. This boy wanted to take commerce, but he took mathematics. After mathematics, after PCM, so his percentage drops like 60-70% approximately in class 12. Then, because his father's brother, the uncle, was a civil engineer, so he pushed him to do engineering, right? And he was the influential person in this family. His uncle was the influential person, so he said, okay, you do engineering because I have my business on the secondary side, so you do engineering. Now, this person who does not want even to take mathematics, PCM, he has to go for engineering. Engineering generally happens for 4 years. This boy, scoring 95% in class 10, cleared his engineering in 8 years, which is the extreme of clearing an engineering exams. Right? So he cleared his engineering in 8 years. Now his age is like 30 years of age, and now he doesn't understand what he wants to do with his life. Right? So he is neither academically now strong, neither he has some skills, neither he has interest in studies, nor he has any businesses, and now the family is asking him, why don't you join the business of your uncle who is into civil engineering? You just join the business and just learn. Now the whole point is there was a lot of things that this particular person wanted to do, but he couldn't do because of n number of reasons. And now he's completely out of context. He's completely frustrated. He doesn't understand what needs to be done, and he is into bipolar disorder. Right? So I guess this is one of the case. Another case I got a call from a girl. She was somewhere in North India, and she said, "Sir, I have a huge problem. Now I'm into graduation. I came out of my hometown just because of some anxiety issues that I've been facing. Now the problem is, even in college, if some boy approaches, even to talk, my whole body starts shivering. When we try to understand what has happened, she said she had been into a multiple sexual abuse cases in her house with her cousins, siblings, and she reported this to her parents, and even parents didn't uh, work it out on things, and it has been into a lot of multiple abuses. And now the thing is, she's facing a challenge. She said, now I'm adult, now I'm into another part of life. Now I want to move ahead in my life. Now I want to get into some relationships for my life. But the problem is, my whole body starts shivering if some boy comes and even talks to me about, hey, how are you? Right. So these are some of the cases which we were trying to understand, and cognitive behavior therapy is through. We are trying to work it out.
That's interesting to know. Can you explain your approach to diagnosing and treating mental health disorders?
Yeah. So in my case, so I'm more of into CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. What I understand by cognitive behavioral therapy is, in most of the cases, people does not understand the depth of the problem that they are facing, right? Or even the nature of problem that they are facing. What's the true nature of this problem? Whether that particular problem requires our energy or not. Whether it is the problem. So let's say I face a problem. Now, does that problem require my energy or not? Is it useful to apply my energy or use my energy to solve this problem, or it's just a waste of time? In most of the cases, the problems that we face is because of the wrong expectations that we create in our mind. Okay, this has to be done by this way. And if this does not go this way, there would be a huge problem. So expectation brings a lot of problems. So by CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, what we try to do is, we try to objectify things. We try to put an objective behind what you are trying to understand, or what you are trying to do. What is an objective behind it? And if this happens this way, what will happen? If this does not happen this way, what will happen? If this does not work out as what you expect, what would be the drawbacks or problems or things will happen? What would be the worst thing that can happen with this, or what would be the best thing that can happen with this? So all these required suggestive questions and directive approach to questions helps us to not only diagnose, but also in most of the cases cure the particular problem or the cognitive problem that particular person faces. If we feel okay, this problem does not or cannot be treated by psychotherapies,
Yeah.
we recommend more of a psychiatric medicines or psychotic medicines to psychiatrists. So there are in a lot of cases your body does not create particular hormones to fight from the situation. So in that cases, you need to go through a medicinal procedure. Like it is as same as your body has a pancreatic gland. Your pancreatic gland releases insulin. So whenever you eat something, it gets mixed to your saliva. Saliva goes through your body. It gets into insulin, and insulin breaks down the sugar, right? But because of lifestyle disorders, our pancreatic gland does not work as efficient as it has to be, and because of that, insulin does not releases. If insulin does not releases, sugar gets accumulated in your body and creates diabetes. And then you have to eat particular insulin medicines, continuously diabetic medicines throughout your life, right? To break down those sugars. Similarly, when your body does not releases chemicals, so what I said is your brain is completely into two things. One is electrical impulse and another is chemicals. So if particular chemical is not being released, you have to take input as those chemicals to give it to your brain. So it is a process, and there is a myth if once the medicine starts, it does not break down, or it has to go through a lifelong process. It's not. So there is a good period of taking medicines. It might be 1 month, it might be 3 years, 4 years, depending on case to case. But in most of the cases, we have seen that people are completely out of their medicinal procedures.
Okay, my last question to you is, can you describe your approach to confidentiality and how you ensure the privacy and trust of your clients?
Before this, I would like to bring you into a notice of the importance of confidentiality as a counselor. And it is one of the most important ethics when we talk about confidentiality. The reason is, even someone or a patient or a client is coming to you to express an emotion, what was the need of him or her coming to you to express an emotion? Because that particular person cannot express that particular emotion to anyone in the world. If he or she might have spoken this thing or the problem to anyone in the world, he or she might not have needed a psychotherapist. Right? So, the only reason that this particular person came to you is because he cannot talk about that particular topic to anyone in the world. Point number one. Point number two. I'll give an example. So I happened to found a girl in a school, right? And she was in a lot of pressure, right? She had been a traumatic life events and experiences, and she wanted to come out of that. Because of that event, a traumatic event, she had to go through a lot of anxiety and problems and suicidal attempts and things she was going through. So she was trying to find a solution. So unfortunately, at first she went to a person, a counselor, and she told her, okay, I'm going through this problems, and I've been through a lot of issues, traumatic life events, and I want to get out of the solution, the problem. Now this counselor, I don't know what happened or how it happened, she discussed this problem with the class teacher of that. And within few days, within 1 or 2 days, the case was completely into the school. It was with all the teachers knew about what has happened with them. Right? And because of this, now this girl who was facing earlier only one traumatic event, now she is facing 2 traumatic events. And the second one was more traumatic because it has shaken completely the trust issues into her. she went to a counselor with all the trust that she had. Okay, I want a solution to what the problem I'm facing, and I'll get the solution. But now she has to face another issue which comes with, I cannot trust anyone now. If not counselor, who I'm going to trust, right? And that has brought a lot of issues for that girl for another 3 months. When I came into picture, I tried to understand things and I tried to handle her in a lot of different varieties and variations. And now she is completely out of these traumatic events. Not completely, but now she is more equipped to handle the emotions that sometimes she faces. And she is much equipped person, I guess. So confidentiality, I'll say it is one of the most important. Either you are a psychotherapist or not. Even if you are a friend to someone and that friend is telling you about something which he or she is trusting you up from, you should keep that trust.
True.
He has made upon you by telling her or his story too. So even as a friend, you need to have that confidentiality. And what I do is to assure the confidentiality, I try to forget things what people say. So right now, when you are talking to me, I'll be completely focused. I'll be listening to you. I'll be listening all the things that you are going through. I'll be making my points. I'll be understanding what are the things has happened, what you have.
Yeah.
Even your brain gets affected a lot when it comes to psychotherapy. You have to face a lot of questions and problems, and if you start thinking about everything, you'll start feeling the world as a bad place, and it is a bad place actually. But you'll start feeling it more into depth. Okay, the world is bad place, and there's nothing to be done in this world, and things like all the negative comments or thinkings will start coming onto your mind. So you'll have to wash out that thing. So my personal way is I try to next time. So this is my approach to it.
It was really much interactive interview. I would also like to share my experience. When I was when I was studying in 11th and 12th, I have also pursued for humanities subject, and I have chosen psychology as my main subject. When there was no one, actually my school was without a psychology teacher. There was no one to teach psychology students psychology, and for that I browsed online, I went on YouTube, I searched for many of the channels, but then I found you, and when I started learning from you, that was really your videos are really brilliant. You teach beautifully. Each and every concept is clear to my mind, and also in 12th I scored in psychology 95 out of 100 just because of you. All credit goes to you.
All credit goes to you. So the content is all available for everyone. It is how you are utilizing the content, right? So it is your zeal to understand things and learn things. That is good. And congratulations. I hope you understand psychology in a much deeper way, and you apply this in your life, and this helps you to be a better human being rather than a better career-oriented person.
Thank you, sir. It was nice meeting you.
Pleasure.
Thank
Same
you.
here. Pleasure talking to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello everyone, I am Itangi and I'm from Jammu. Last year during my term and board exams, I found Vishal Sir's channel on YouTube, and I'm so thankful that I found it because the way Sir teaches is really appreciable by giving examples.
Hello
recipes.
everyone, I am Abhishek from class 12th batch, a student of Vishal Sir. I have been studying psychology for 2 years, but these 2 months with Vishal sir have totally changed my perspective about the subject. Vishal sir has a vast knowledge about psychology and he teaches us in very easy to comprehend manner.
Hello everyone, this is Panday and I want to say thank you Vishal sir for your guidance in this last moment of our examination. I truly recommend you to everyone out there because you are the best teacher, and I also want to say that your classes are very much interactive and the doubt solving session just after the classes and the way of your teaching, the notes, everything is just spectacular, and I truly want to say I learned a lot from you. Thank you.
Hello, this is Ishika Balani, and as a student of class 12th in a CBSE school, I rarely find experienced psychology teachers in most of the institutions. Psychology is a very misinterpreted and underrated subject, and through this course, I've been able to understand psychology on a higher level, and Sir's understandings and learnings through his experiences has really fueled my curiosity in the subject and given me a better understanding. I truly recommend Vishal sir for everyone who is interested in psychology. Thank you.
Hi, this is Kanak. So, as I opted psychology in class 11th, I found it very boring and uninteresting. In 12th, I got to know about Vishal sir through his YouTube channel and I joined the online course which he was providing at such reasonable price. And the course was lit. Vishal sir's way of teaching every technical term in such a layman language, it just made the understanding of subject onto next level. I would definitely recommend Vishal sir for better understanding of psychology. And I really love the course and I'm eagerly waiting for the revision sessions. Thank you.